Hello again. So, there's one thing that I want you to walk away from this video with, and that's the fact that if you don't know what you want, you're going to get a whole lot of what you don't want. Knowing what we don't want or what we want less of in our lives is a great starting point for change. But if we only know what we don't want, we're going to end up chasing our tails. We won't have a roadmap for where we want to go with change in our lives. So I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to walk away from this video with the ability to move powerfully towards a new version of yourselves, or you 2.0. So energetically, we can think of ourselves as a GPS. So when you use your GPS, the first thing it asks you is, where do you want to go? We could punch in a list of 100 places we don't want to go, but it wouldn't bring us any closer to the place that we do want to go. So without a destination in mind, we can't get anywhere. And we operate in much the same way. If we're going to set about revolutionizing our lives, we need a destination. And we also need to become very familiar with that destination. Part of what frightens us about change is the fact that we're not familiar with this new version of ourselves or our lives. We're very familiar with where we are. So even if we feel stuck, even if we are unhappy in our job, or our relationship is not working out the way we want it to, it's what we know, and so we feel comfortable there. When we engage in this process of visualization, we not only set a destination for ourselves, but we become familiar with that destination. So in that way, it becomes less frightening to move towards something unknown. So when we engage in this visioning process, we also prevent ourselves from staying stuck in the past. We attach ourselves so powerfully to the past that at times it designs our future. We unconsciously keep repeating patterns. We repeat the same type of relationships. We find ourselves in the same arguments with people, or having the same fears and doubts over and over and over. So when our energy is stuck in the past, so is our world. And what we want to do is focus on what can be, instead of focusing so much on what was. And in that way, we align ourselves with where we want to be going. So this visualization that we're going to do in this video moves you toward that new version of yourself, you 2.0. And it is much more than simply envisioning our achievements and thinking about the external points that we want to hit as we move through our lives. We are going to vision who it is we want to be and what we want to be, what we want to experience in this life. So this is a very powerful process that is much different from a child's game of imagination. And when we engage in the process, it sets us moving energetically. So it gets the ball rolling towards this final destination of this new version of ourselves and this new experience of our lives. I know many people that have engaged in this process. And in the beginning, their vision seemed unattainable for them. It seemed like just a fantasy. And it was hard for them to imagine that they would ever achieve the things that they visioned. But they found themselves in less than a year's time achieving almost everything that existed within their original vision. It's as if once we create this for ourselves in a very real way in this visioning exercise, we can't help but start to move towards it. So as you're engaging in the visioning exercise, don't let thoughts of, well, that's too far out there, or I'll never make enough money to do that, or I can't possibly create that, creep into your vision. Create the biggest vision that you can. Don't be held back by what your current reality is, because it's just that. It's just your current reality. And we want to create something that is larger than our current reality, that is very different from our current reality. So feel free to play big in this vision. And I also encourage you to use all of your senses in your vision. How do you feel? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you touch? All of these things will help the vision become that much more powerful and help us understand what our new future is really like. So what we'll do is we'll first engage in some deep centering techniques, and this helps us to relax and let go of any of the busyness of our day, any of the busyness that is in our mind. And then you can listen to my voice as I guide you through the visioning exercise. And after the visioning exercise is complete, you can open your eyes, and I encourage you to write your vision down in as much detail as possible. And hold on to that document, because that is your roadmap for change. Many times we know we want something different, but we don't know what it is and how to get there. And you're going to have that after we complete this exercise. These are going to be the coordinates for your energetic GPS. Okay, so we can begin by closing our eyes. And we'll start by simply relaxing our bodies. We can start by focusing our attention on the crown of our head. And imagine this area becoming very relaxed. We can then scan down to the level of our eyes, down through our cheeks and our jaw. Again, relaxing these areas and letting go of any tension that may have gathered there. We can continue down through our necks and our shoulders and our upper backs, feeling a sense of peace and relaxation spreading through these areas. Continuing down through our torso, our hips, down past our thighs and our knees, and through to the soles of our feet, allowing these areas to become very relaxed. We can take a moment to just take 3 deep breaths in and out very evenly. And just enjoy this moment of physical and mental relaxation. For this exercise, I want you to imagine that 1 year has passed, and you have achieved everything that you wanted to achieve. An old friend has contacted you that you haven't seen in a year, and you are going to have lunch with them today. I'm going to count backward from 5, and when I reach 1, you will wake up in your bedroom. This is your sanctuary, and it is exactly as you want it to be. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Imagine that you open your eyes on the morning of this day 1 year from now, and before rising, you take in your surroundings. What do you see? What do your sheets feel like against your skin? What do you smell? Who, if anyone, is there with you? Most importantly, how do you feel? How do you feel on this morning in which you get to happily report to an old friend that you have achieved everything that you wanted to in the past year? Take in and enjoy this moment. Now you rise and put on your favorite clothes. What are they? You open the window shades in your bedroom. What do you see when you look outside? You have some time before you have to leave for lunch. What do you do? Where are you? Are you in your favorite room? Are you out in the yard? How do you feel as you pass the time, doing whatever activity it is that you want to do? Now it's time to leave to meet your friend for lunch. How do you get there? Do you walk? Drive? If you're driving, what kind of car are you in? What music are you listening to? When you get to the restaurant, your friend is waiting at a table. Your friend smiles and rises to greet you. They can't wait to hear about all that has happened in your life over the past year. And so you tell them, what are you doing? Think about what you're doing in as many aspects of your life as possible. With whom are you doing it? Where are you living? How much income are you earning? How much fun are you having? What difference are you making in the world each day? As you think about each of these things, what do your senses pick up? What do you feel? It's time for you to leave. You embrace your friend and say goodbye. You return home to your favorite room and sit down to relax, closing your eyes. I will now count you out of the visualization from 1 to 5. On the count of 5, you will open your eyes and be back in your current surroundings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can now spend some time writing down everything you visualized, giving yourself a roadmap for your new life. Have fun with it, and I look forward to seeing you soon at intheclearcoaching.com.